Hey, it's Lexus, and it's time for September's TBR. So we're gonna pick 6 books again this month because school actually just started back up, so now I have a little less time to read. And I think I'm finally getting over my book slump. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I haven't been posting reading videos since I posted my 24-hour video because that put me in a really big book slump. I've started, 4 reading vlogs, and I just couldn't finish any of the books. I've officially read 3.5 books this month though, for August. I had to listen to audiobooks, most of them, but it is what it is. And I'm currently reading one right now, halfway through it, and I feel like I'm kind of overcoming my slump so we can focus on our September TBR. So I think of the month of September as the transitional period between summer and fall. So I put new books on the cart, most of them fallish vibes, but there's still a few summer stragglers still on here. So hopefully we can get some of those and some fall vibed books and just be in the fall spirit. It's literally 60-something degrees today, so I get to wear a sweatshirt. If that doesn't scream fall, I don't know what does. So I'm really excited for that. Anyway, let's start picking our 6 books. Prompt number 1. A book you are excited to read. So funny story real quick. With me being in my book slump, I was not excited to read anything. Looking at a book made me upset, not gonna lie. I also might have DNF'd like 9 books this month. That'll be in my wrap up. We will talk about it. So looking at this book cart, I'm not like super extremely excited to read anything because I'm still kind of in this slump. But I think we're gonna pick some books that I've been wanting to read for a while, and hopefully that'll make me more excited to pick them up sooner rather than later. So let's do it based on that. Books that I've been really wanting to read, even though I'm not currently in the mood for them. For example, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. One of the books I actually read in August is a novel love story by her, and I wanted to pick up some of her other work. And I've been hearing good things about this one, and I've had it for years. So this would be a very good contender for this prompt. We also have Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, because I've also been hearing amazing things about this story. I've honestly been hearing good things about Ghosted as well, so that makes me kind of excited to read this one. I just don't know if now's the right time for this. I'm kind of in the mood for this one as well, because I really enjoyed the first one. Then this one's just really giving me fall vibes. Like, look at this cover. So maybe this one too. So I think these are going to be our options. And I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to pick The Dead Romantics because, like I said, I've been wanting to pick up one of her other books. So from what I know about this, it's about this girl named Florence who is a ghostwriter for a romance author. And she has to end up going home at some point in this book because her dad dies. And so she has to go home and help her family get through the funeral and all that. And her family owns a funeral home. So I'm going to assume that's going to cut down on the expenses of the funeral because they own the funeral home. I know how expensive a funeral for your dad is, so hopefully that's the case for them. It says that when she gets to the funeral home, she can actually see ghosts, and she sees the ghost of her new editor, and neither one of them know why he's there. So that sounds like it's going to be very interesting. Okay, prompt number 2. A book with a color in the title. So I'm pretty sure my only choice for this one is Indigo Ridge by Devoney Perry, unless there's one on the cart that I just didn't notice. So from what I know about this is that it's a small town romance, and there's also a mystery subplot. It says something about Winslow Covington is the new chief of police, and she's determined to prove herself to the community and show them that she didn't earn her position because her grandfather's the mayor. According to her pops, all she has to do is earn a favor with the Edens, but winning over the town's founding family might have been easier if not for her one-night stand with their oldest son. And then there's some kind of murder mystery. So this sounds like it's going to be really good, and I've heard amazing things about this whole series, so that makes me excited for it. Prompt number 3. A book with black on the cover. I'm going to try to not count the text because I feel like a cop-out. I'm just going to pull all the ones off and then we'll talk about them. Okay, so as you can tell, we kind of got a stat going here. So let's talk through our options. So we have The Collected Regrets of Clover by Mickey Bramer. And I don't know a ton about this book, but it's got black on the cover, so it's an option. Next up, we have The Mind series by S.T. Abbey. And from what I know about this is it is a serial killer who falls in love with the FBI agent on her case. Something like that. Then we have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I don't know if you guys know this about me or not, but I've never really been a huge fantasy reader, so I might need some convincing to read this. If you've read it and it's good, make sure I read it. Then we have Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. This is book 2 in the Ruinous Love trilogy. I loved book 1, but this one makes me nervous because not a lot of people like this one. Next up, we have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. So I know that the movie's coming out soon, and I literally just bought the audiobook of this. So this is a potential. We have Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. We have Throttled by Lauren Asher. I did black because of the camera. This is a F1 racing romance. I've heard it's good. I liked other books by this author. Then we have Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and I've heard really good things about this one as well. We have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This has been on multiple TBRs, and I really need to read it. And then lastly, we have Straight on Till Morning by Liz Broswell, which is part of the Disney Twisted Tale series, and this is the Peter Pan retelling. What if Wendy first traveled to Neverland with Captain Hook? I don't think I'm in the mood for this, so this one's going back on the shelf. Or this one's going back on the cart. My bad. This is a potential. This will be potential. I don't think so. No. Potential. Not right now. Not right now, but convince me. I don't think so. No. So it looks like my options for this prompt are going to be these 3. So, do I want a romance or do I want a science fiction? This is our TBR so far. Looks like 2 romances. So I'm kind of leaning towards one of these 2. Lone Astronaut, An Impossible Mission, An Ally He Never Imagined versus Are You Happy With Your Life? And then it says, those are the last words Jason Desson hears before the kidnapper knocks him unconscious. I'm honestly leaning towards this one. This one just sounds better. Dark Matter's joining our TBR. Okay, prompt number 4. A book with a 2-word title. We could have picked Dark Matter for this one. Yeah, pretty sure these are my 2 options. So we could do Hotel 21 by Senta Rich, which from what I've read on the back of this, it's about this girl named Noelle who's worked at 21 different hotels now. And at each hotel, she steals something, but she always steals something kind of insignificant from each hotel so that by the time the guests realize it's missing, it's kind of late for them to do anything about it. And now she's at her 21st hotel, but she wants to kind of change her ways to feel like she can fit in with the people around her. So it sounds really interesting. Or then we have Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. And all I've heard about this one is that it is about a witch and a witch hunter falling in love. Maybe I'll like that. I don't know. So which one do I pick? Honestly, I think I'm going to go with Hotel 21. I know it doesn't give the most fall vibes, but I do want to read it. And I've been wanting to read it for a while. Okay, prompt number 5. A book with the word a or an in the title. So it looks like we have 4 options, and every option has the word a in it. There was no ands. That's funny. So we have Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man, Out on a Limb, To Kill a Mockingbird, or 4 Weekends and a Funeral. I'm really in the mood for this one. So I think we're going to stick with Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man by Jessie Q. Stutanto. This is book 2 in the Vera Wong series. Book 1 was Vera Wong's Advice for Murderers. And in that one, she owns a tea shop. It's not a very well-known tea shop, but she goes downstairs one morning and finds a dead man's body in the floor of her tea shop. She calls the police and feels like the police are not doing a good enough job investigating what happened to this dead man, where he came from, what happened to him. So she takes matters into her own hand and finds her own suspects to try to figure out what happened to this guy. And this is book 2. It takes place a few months after that one. So I'm excited for this. All right, prompt number 6, and we'll make it a good one. A book with more than one person on the cover. So this is going to count like cartoonish covers because I really don't buy books with a lot of people on the covers. Again, another big stack. Let's quickly run through these. So we have The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez, The Princess Swap by Kim Bussing, When in Rome by Sarah Adams, Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, The Godparent Trap by Rachel Van Dyken, In the Weeds by B.K. Borson, Mad About You by Vari McFarland, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary, 4 Weekends and a Funeral by Ellie Palmer, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, You Again by Kate Goldbeck, and The Good Part by Sophie Cousins. Honestly, I feel like my choice should be between these two because I've picked them for multiple prompts now and didn't pick them then. And I actually think I'm going to pick Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. From what I know about this, it's about Wen and Bo who end up having a one-night stand, and Wen ends up becoming pregnant. She's always been one of those people that's like, I don't need anybody. I don't need to depend on anybody else. I can do everything by myself. But then when she becomes pregnant, she finds out that she does need a little bit of help. So now she has to depend on Bo. And I've heard amazing things about this, so I'm excited for it. Okay, so let me quickly run back through my books real quick. The first book on our September TBR was a book you were excited to read. So I picked The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Then we had a book with a color in the title, and we picked Indigo Ridge by Devaney Perry. A book with black on the cover, we picked Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. A book with a 2-word title, we picked Hotel 21 by Sento Rich. A book with the word A or An in the title, we picked Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man by Jessie Q. Sutanto. And lastly, a book with more than one person on the cover, we picked Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I'm actually excited for most, if not all, of these books, so hopefully I can actually get to them this month. Like, let's hope and pray that I'm out of this book slump. Let me know what you're going to be reading in the month of September. Also, let me know if you read any of these books and if you really liked them and what you think I'm going to rate them. Also really convinced me to read Divine Rivals and Heartless Hunter because I've been hearing good things. I just don't read fantasy. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.